Jade here from the Rawsome Truth, coming to you from Phnom Penh, Cambodia. Today, I'm going to do a review on Okja, the movie. I have seen different reviews on this movie. I was a little bit apprehensive because I'm a little bit of a crybaby when it comes to movies, but I really wanted to watch this whenever any movies, documentaries, whether it be health or whether it's environmental or whether it's agricultural, come out and it is an influential movie, so to speak, for the vegan community. I always like to know, just so I can pinpoint people to certain movies or documentaries to help them further in their own vegan journey. So I got Netflix yesterday so I could watch this movie. What is my review on it? Well, if you saw me last night, there was no way I would have been able to do a review because I cried and I cried and I cried. It was such a heart-wrenching movie. Don't let me telling you that put you off watching it, because when I say it's a beautiful movie, there was a lot of beautiful parts in it, but it showcases big corporations. It showcases the love between a child and an animal. It showcases corruption. It showcases animal agriculture. It showcases so much that it leaves you saying, wow, this is so real. It's just an amazing movie, and if anyone watches it who's not vegan, you have to be vegan after watching this. So what's it about? Well, it starts off with Miranda Corporation doing a big speech and talking about the fact that we've got a world shortage of food, which of course we do. And they've got the solution to the problem. They are going to produce super pigs. And they produce 26 of them, and they put them on a farm throughout the world. And that is where Mija and her grandfather come in. They live in Korea in the mountains, and they get given Okja. Okja is a big, overgrown super pig, genetically modified super pig. Although the Miranda Corporation, who I honestly believe they're trying to depict Monsanto, aren't coming out and saying that. They're saying it's environmentally the best thing because they've designed him where he doesn't, poo as much, so he poos differently, and they show that when he poos, there's sort of like pellets that come out, and all the ethanol isn't coming out into the environment and all of that kind of stuff. So they get this pig, and they've got him for 10 years. Now there's a competition between the 26 pigs who is going to develop the greatest super pig, so to speak. And of course, Mija and her grandfather do. Now you see the bond between Mija and Okja at the start of the movie, and it's an absolutely beautiful bond. They love each other so much. She falls asleep on him, and as he rolls, she rolls in with him, and she even goes to fall down off a cliff, and of course Okja has a rope and saves her. Okja is a sort of cartoon, but the rest are actual real human beings. Obviously we don't have, well, I don't know, this world, who knows, but at this stage I don't believe there are super pigs roaming around the world. And so he saves her, and you can just see the love that they have for each other. And she asks her grandfather, have we paid the money off so Okja is now ours? She wants to keep Okja. It's their pet. They love it. She loves her. And the grandfather says, yeah. Anyway, the next day, some flashy doctor who's on TV, he's the face of Miranda Corporation, and a few staff members from Miranda come up and they're checking on Okja, and the grandfather says, come on, let's go for a walk. While they're walking, they take the pig. which the grandfather knew, because of course they had planned that they're taking him over to America and they're going to put on a big festival and everyone's going to cheer and see this super pig, and then it's going to be the launch of the super pig meat. And Mitcha not happy at all. She takes off to Seoul to try and save him. As she's trying to save him, Animal Liberation come in. They tell her this big plan that they're going to do so that they can uncover the corruption and the cruelty that goes on behind closed doors with these super pigs. And she says, no, I want her to come back with me. But the person that translated told a little lie, and next thing you know, Okja's taken again. But there was such a kerfuffle, and it's in the media and everything, and as big corporations do, they work out ideas to glamorise it and bring more attention to their company, so they bring Mitcha over to the United States. Anyway, it all gets uncovered, and this is where it starts to really break your heart, and it broke mine. You can see I get upset even talking about it. It was heartbreaking because they started to test on her. They were piercing her, stabbing it, just like we see in factory farms. Just like it reminded me so much of all the footage that I have seen of factory farms and slaughterhouses. Anyway, I'm not going to tell like the whole outcome, but it was just amazing how well they depicted it, how they depicted exactly what's happening to these animals in factory farms. They were showcasing it, they showcased it all, and it just broke me in half. And I mean, my partner said to me, Jade, it is just a cartoon. I said, but it's real. I'm not crying for the cartoon. I just started crying for every animal that to this second. At this second, is just lining up for their slaughter. Who is just in farms, just waiting, and they know that ramp's there, and they're walking up that ramp and they're waiting for slaughter. So this movie showcases it all, and it just shows you firsthand, because the little girl who acted in this movie, you feel her. You just feel every part of her, and you can feel that bond she had with Okja. You can see the bond that she made with the animal liberation people. You can see just every bit of emotion, especially when she walked into that the slaughterhouse. You can see her looking like, oh my God. And I could really relate to it. Not that I've ever been into a slaughterhouse, and I don't even know if I'd cope, because I get emotional just watching this particular movie. But for me, I remember the first time watching footage of a slaughterhouse, and I was just like, this can't be real. So to be in there and smell it, to see the blood and everything else, that little girl, what must have been going through her head must have been like, my God, is this real? Have I just walked into hell? And then when you see the other side of it, when you see these large corporations, they just didn't care. And it's almost psychotic watching them, and you just look and you go, wow, my wonder we can't see change. My wonder we keep seeing things get worse and worse, because these people are so switched off to it. They're so disconnected, and they're not making that connection and saying, these are real living beings. And you can see the fear in the animals' eyes, and they showcase that so well in this movie. They really, really do. So this movie, I just think for any vegan, if you want to showcase what animals are going through and help someone have a connection with, because you can connect so much with that child, and when you connect with that child, and then you have the relation of, wow, a pet and a child, because then you can relate your dog or cat or whatever, so there's that correlation there. And then her, when she's walking into the slaughterhouse to try and save her pet, and You can just see everything going through her head. If you want to showcase this to non-vegans, I think this is just a really great eye-opening movie without sort of going, here, watch Earthlings. It's good weaning and way in sort of thing. And hopefully it's a start of planting seeds, or even better, making that connection and becoming vegan. Because ultimately, when we look at it, there is a world food issue. And if there is a world food shortage issue, the only solution is veganism. It's not genetically modifying and making, these animals, and it's not looking for other solutions. I mean, we can live without the flesh of another species, for goodness sake. There's so much out there. It's 2017. But I just think it's just an amazing movie. It really, really, for me, didn't open me up to anything new, but I could feel every part of it. So I'm really giving this review for vegans, probably more so than non-vegans, to help you have something to showcase to people, because I know we're always looking, what can we tell our friends, what can we tell our families to watch? This is it. This is really it. It's a great movie for an introduction to veganism. Anyway, I'm not going to put in any spoiler alerts. Watch it yourself, and if you have watched it, tell me what you think. Anyway, I've rambled enough. It's 11 minutes and 49 seconds, but I hadn't posted a video for 3 days, so that's my reason. I've got no one to talk to here in Nome Pen. All right, thanks for watching. I'm Jade. This is the Rawsome Truth. Leave a comment below, subscribe to my channel, give us a thumbs up, and most importantly, love life and live free. Bye for now.